Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Black Power, BB48, my whole chat. Welcome to Feet on the Ground Radio. You know what it is. It's your brother Born. We getting it in nice tonight. Think Tank Thursday. You know how we do. We're gonna make some good information. We got a special today. We got us interview we got going on. We got our brother Floyd Williams coming in. He's gonna be dealing with his book, the Holy Black Papyrus. So stay tuned. Black Power, BB48. My whole chat, what's going on out there tonight, family? You know what it is. We like to come in strong with a, I know y'all hear me clear right now. We like to come in strong with a praise Nat Turner, a glory to God, be born in the spirit, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, praise Harriet Tubman, glory to Ida B. Wells, along with the spirit of Sister Fannie Lou Hamer. We're getting it in nice tonight. Let me see. Let me make sure my lines is open. We got to get these lines open. These lines are muted and everything. Get everything nice and right. Let me see what's going on here. Look at some audience right here. Let me see. All right. We getting the lines open. Let me see if our brother Floyd out there. Brother Floyd, you out there?
Yeah, I'm out here, brother. Black Power. I'm on the line.
Black Power, son. You know what I mean? We just setting up, let our little intro come on there. You know, give a little opening and everything, let everybody know exactly what's going on. Like we said tonight is we're gonna be dealing with the author, Floyd Williams. The brother has a book, The Holy Black Papyrus, forward with our brother, the General Sarah Sumisetti. We're going to do a little review, let the brother go over the book, let you know when you can get it hard copy. You know, definitely get that, put it in your library. Mine is ordered, you know. So I'll be waiting for that to come from the publisher and get here. I'll be looking forward to it. But in the meantime, between time, though, I do have in my possession an electronic copy, so I can go along with a few things that the brother is going along with. I'm going to ask him a couple questions about certain things inside of the book. And we're just going to have an all-around good time. We're going to let the brother converse with us about the things that he sees going on in the community, where we should be headed, which is the BB48, his, you know, how he envisioned us moving and the things that got him to write in the book. But first, we're going to let the brother just give a little intro, a little opening bio of his own, what he got going on with his own self, and we'll move from there. All right, time, brother.
Okay. Well, Black Power family, and I want to, first of all, thank you for having me on the show. You know what I'm saying? It's a privilege, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be invited on here and to always, commune with the family, no matter whether it's personally, in person, or through the airwaves. You know, it's a blessing. You know, the Black Media Network is very important. That's very important. As the brother said, my name is Floyd Williams, and I'm the author of the book, The Holy Black Papyrus, or Papyrus, depending on how you pronounce it.
Hold on 1 second, brother. Hold on 1 second. We got a little bit of, I don't know who, hold on. Let me see if I can clear this background. I said a little bit of background.
That was me, OG. That was me. You know what I'm about to say.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and
I'll mute my mic. I got you. Yeah, I got you.
All right, thank you very much. Black Power.
We straight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, pardon me. That was my bad, Black. That was my bad, brother.
Okay. As I was saying, my name is Floyd Williams, and I'm the author of the book, The Holy Black Papyrus. And, I like to refer to the Holy Black Papyrus as our book. Even though I'm the author of the book, it's still our book. Because everything that I do is only a labor of love and a sacrifice, for the people. It's not for myself. It's for the people. It's for the movement. And it's just for the Black family in general. So I call it The Holy Black Papyrus. I'm starting with the title of the book, The Papyrus or Papyrus. People pronounce it different. But the thing is, though, the papyrus, that's in connection to our ancestors. They came up with that form of paper by beating the cypress plant, and they formed the paper out of that, which they wrote the scrolls of the sacred texts and all that other good stuff that been passed down to us throughout the generation. And so basically the Holy Black Papyrus would be broken down as the Holy Black Book. Basically, it being the Holy Black Book. And for me, the Holy Black Book. And I chose that title most definitely with purpose and intention. You know, I wanted those who were familiar with the word, you know, instantly I wanted to put in the person's mind something of sacredness, something of holiness, something to be, you know, revered, you know, and sought after and everything else. So that's the idea I wanted to put in a person's mind of, you know, of it being spiritual, of it being important, and most definitely channeling, you know, other ancestors, you know, as well. In this book, The Holy Black Papyrus, I just had wrote a book before The Holy Black Papyrus titled The Origin of Racism. So initially, it was not even on my radar to write a book, at least another book. But now I'm just reflecting over the times, and I was just inspired. I really was deeply inspired to write this book, The Holy Black Papyrus, and I was able to write the book within a very short time period. But I was really focused on the ancestors as I was writing, and I was focused on my God type. You know, when I say my God type, you know, I mean, you know, Tahuti Asaf. That's really who I revere and I look up to, and have a strong connection and was deeply attracted to Tahuti. So it only took me about 2-3 weeks to write the book. You know, I didn't have no problems and complications writing the book. I was flowing as I was writing the book. I wrote on the book nonstop until I was basically exhausted. You know, so I put a lot of energy into the book. And I typed the book the same way. But The Holy Black Papyrus is our book, and it's based on black liberation, you know, spiritually, physically, and mentally is what the book is based on. In the book, I'm addressing a lot of the different dogmas and indoctrinations that have been put down on us as a people. Defeat us and emasculate us, the men as well as the women, you know. And so the book is basically about awakening our original spirit of greatness and creativity, to getting us back to the throne, getting us back to positions of power, getting us back to rulership, getting us back to loving ourselves most definitely. So the book is about cultivating a sense of identity and getting us to loving ourselves, you know, through self-knowledge. You know, because if we have a problem with self-hate, that means when we look in the mirror, we see a reflection, our reflection, you know, when we see another brother or sister out there in the street, we're not going to identify with them. You know what I'm saying? Or we would put that self-hate projected onto that person. So that's what this book is about. It's about the resurrection of the black family. So I most definitely deal with white supremacy in the book, with systemic white supremacy. You know, that has to be dealt with. So I deal with that. And in the book, I address our biochemistry, you know, our physiology and psychology, because those are really the real reasoning behind our continued and perpetual impression since coming in contact with that beast, that white man. So I deal with all that stuff in the book, highlighting our divine nature and going over the nature, you know, of the white man as well. So I'll go ahead and stop at that and let you, you know, brother, do what you do.
You know, we're gonna get into some of the different chapters in the book. Let me go to. I ain't got through all of the book. I probably read about 30% of it, but I did check. Yeah, I checked the titles though.
Okay. Then I also tell the family I'm born and raised in St. Paul, Minnesota. St. Paul, Minnesota, that's my original place of birth. But, about the past 15 years, I've been living down south. I had been in Mississippi. I recently just relocated and made it back up to the Midwest. So I'm back in Minnesota now.
Well, before I get to what I wanted to get to, which was the foreword, I just wanted to zoom to the foreword, but could you just give the journey that you went through to get to the point of dealing with, because I read some of the bio inside of the book, you know what I'm saying, because that's just the beginning. You know what I mean? It's just the beginning of the book, so I had to read it. So, in the bio, you just gave a little background of how you got to the point where you at with dealing with African liberation, with dealing with your African, just dealing with an African-centered mind and perspective. So, could you just tell a little bit of your journey going through?
Wow. Okay, brother. Well, but definitely was a journey. It was a tumultuous journey. I learned primarily through trial and error and through struggle. My father came up when the movement was real strong, where the segregation really was in full effect, in the 40s and 50s in that era. Born and raised in Little Rock, Arkansas, so he was down there when they was, trying to desegregate the schools and integrate Little Rock Central High School in 57 and whatnot. But so as a youngster, my father tried to implant some seeds in me, dealing with our struggle, and give me certain books to read. Malcolm X, he gave me the book by Melba Patilba, Warriors Don't Cry and whatnot. And I came up through some African American mentoring programs as well. And but my real journey began. I have to say, when my father passed away. When my father passed away, I really started just looking at life differently and wanted to get, real answers, such as what is the meaning in life, what's the purpose, what is it all about, that I always was drawn to the struggle. When I first came in contact with slavery as a child, it just stuck with me. About slavery, our people, what they suffered and endured and everything. So that always stuck with me. But, so I always just continued to read. But at that particular time, I fully did not embrace it. I fully didn't embrace it. I more was in tune with the streets, and living a fast lifestyle. So, my feet was straddled. I was on both sides of the feet, both sides of the gate of the fence with it. So I didn't really have a real appreciation of life or the knowledge that I had possessed. But later on, I did end up. I came up in a Christian home, and then from Christianity, I started exploring with Islam, and I practiced Islam rigidly. For 8 years, and and so in 2002, I got incarcerated. And that's when I had really started practicing Islam. I continued my studies and everything, but today I just define myself, as a born-again African, as I continue to study and come in contact with knowledge. I really got more light shed on Africa and the continent, and come to see that as just being the origins of everything that we revere, as being the foundations of what they look at as to be the three major world religions. So, I parted from that and just look at myself as a born-again African, and the African spirituality I said strictly with the prototype. When it comes to things, I don't get caught up in the replicas. And so that's pretty much just in a nutshell, the journey of my struggle. And my brother Sarah Sweet Seti, of course, I brought him me and him got in contact about 3.5 years ago. You know, I had came across his videos. I had watched something. I don't remember what it was, but he was featured on there. He was featured on there, though. And that's when I came across him. And ever since then, you know, we managed to, you know, we've been linked up, started talking and conversating. And from there, when I was in Mississippi, I brought him to Mississippi. And, you know, we did a few shows. And I introduced him to the state of Mississippi, brought him down there several times. So that's pretty much just my journey. You know, I'm self-taught, self-educated. I ain't never been to graduated from no college or anything like that. So I just started voraciously just going through them books and doing my own research versus accepting something at face value without no investigation. And so that's pretty much just a real brief synopsis of my journey, how it all began. Nothing mystical or you know, about it. You know, I just had a real burden inside to know the truth. And I felt, you know, things were not right. So I went on my own fact-finding mission and quest, you know, for the answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. You know, and I brought you to this African consciousness. Look, you know, one of the things that I see is that a lot of our people go through. You know, we normally start off as Christians because of you know, this is America. You know what I mean? When you live in America, it's home of, you know what I mean, of Christianity. That's what the people are dealing with here. So, but what I want to do real quick is I want to read some of the foreword right here. And this is the foreword to our brother's book, The Holy and Black Papyrus, my brother Sarah Su and Seti, the General. Black Power family, most of you already know me and my message. I've for years been repeating the same thing, showing and proving the science with sound evidence as taught to me by the master teachers coming through my uncle Piaki Menkebara, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakanan, and Aswa Kwesi. The bloodline is unbroken. The message remains the same. Only echo the words and lessons from our ancestors, for this is where our blueprint for survival comes from. As our people, we must bear witness to our ancestors so as not to be condemned. In the African tradition, remembrance of our ancestors, supplication to them, and calling out their names is believed to calm their spirits. Our only solution is complete global African supremacy. The foundation is black power, and right now, as a people, we have never been in a more critical hour. The worst period ever known to man in history. As a people, we cannot continue to make it on the devil's titty. Even their milk is running dry. Right now in Europe, they're experiencing a negative birth rate, and according to last census, the white man is set to become a minority in America. So times ahead will only become harder because the peckerwood is not going to go out without a fight in protecting their interests. The Honorable Marcus Garvey and all of our ancestors have told us this. We are in a war. And always have been. Nothing has changed. The only difference is that yesterday they gathered for public lynchings, whereas today they use the media to broadcast the lynchings to their brothers and sisters. We are wanted dead or alive. And just like an outlaw on the run for so long, eventually they increase the bounty on head, just with our queen mother, Assata Shakur. The same is taking place with us. The bounty has been increased the bounty has been increased, family, which is why we are having Trayvon Martin's, Iona Jones's, James Craig Anderson's, and Alfred Wright's. As I always say, we must be preparing, looking at maps, buying canned goods, emergency planning, and getting to military science. You can build all the shit you want to, but you must be prepared to defend it, and these beast religions must be given back. I don't care what it is, Christianity, Islam, or the other. For you will never muster the strength to go against as long as you are praying and seeing the white man's face or the Arabs or the other. Your God must look like you, and with mine, I win every time. No one was born with a book strapped to their ass, and no big bad God has ever parted the sky and said, "This is my way." Why would not this big bad ass God just do this and stop all the killing in His name? Ain't no printing press in the sky. We were born with the divine connection to the spiritual essence of the universe. If not, we would not be here. The The Holy Black Papyrus, written by our brother warrior Floyd, is a book set up for our liberation, connecting the dots to the original prototype of the spiritual system that was stolen from Mother Africa before the corruption of sacred teachers, as well as the schemes of the beast exposing his psychology and the vast white supremacy system. I signed off on this book. 7-star General Sarah Susan, Black Power Cartel. And the beat before Holy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a hard forward right there.
Yeah, that was hardcore. You know, when I read that, I just felt enthused to read what you had in there. You know, like I said, that's why I really want to, I'm waiting for my hard copy to come. I already ordered. I ordered it earlier today. You know what I'm saying? I sent the links out to some people, you know. I got to make sure I put that link in the chat room, too. Let me do that and make sure everybody got the link to that book. But, you know, I seen that. I said, yeah. I said, this tough right here. I said, no, this is tough. I said, I liked it. You know what I mean? The table of contents was thorough, you know. So, you know, I don't know which, you know, we did your biography. So, you know, and I guess, you know, we'll get it to the people of Africa and how you broke down Africa. Could you just touch that? Your first the chapter on people of Africa.
Okay, well, dealing with that, you know, Africa, the word is very, very meaningful and deep. And the way I broke the word down is because it does have a science. It does have a science to it. The Af in Africa, I break it down as having the same functioning as the prefix ab, you know, such as aboriginal, okay? And so the Af in Africa operating as that would mean to come from or to derive from, representing a point of origin or beginning, okay? So the AF or the AF, the first two letters, as that functioning as the prefix ab, meaning to derive from, to come from, or beginning. And then we have the Ra, which most people is familiar with, the Ra, representing God or the creative force or operative power of the universe, which is Ra. And the Ka, which is the soul, or the spirit, rather. So Africa means from the spirit of God or from the soul of God. Okay, and that's how I break it down in the book, because as a people, we are God's direct descendant and intimately connected with, being one with, because we are melanated, because of the melanin that's in our body. So we are direct descendant and direct being of Ra. You know, one and truly one with the universe. And that's where we get our powers from and our ability from, our creativity from, you know, our spiritual experiences and just our connection, able to do so many things on so many different levels. And it's the reason why we're able to ascend and climb the way that we have been, you know, as the people, as far as introducing philosophy, religion, spirituality, and just all of the high sciences that the world and that our civilization and society is based on, you know. That breakdown of that word, Africa, and just the connection with that force, which is the energy.
Okay, I like that. What you said it meant real quick, big bro? What you said it meant again?
Say it again.
He said, go ahead and give it to him the whole meaning, just a quick synopsis so he can get it all together, bro.
Okay, well, Africa, the word Africa means from the soul or from the spirit of God. You know, and the first two letters, the F, has a functioning as the prefix ab, AB. Ab is the prefix, and that word means to derive or come from, to emanate from, to start from, to originate, to be a part of, and the Ra just made reference to the operative power, creative force, life-giving force of the universe. And the Ka is that same creative force that everything begins with. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. That's the activating force. And that's what Africa means. That's what it designates. Coming from, being at one with, being in harmony with. And that's us, the black man. The black man. We're very, very unique people, very unique makeup that's unmatched. That is unmatched. There's no other being around like us, whether it's on the terrestrial realm or the extraterrestrial realm. We are it. We are it. We what everybody emulate.
I'll say to that. I feel that, black man. Well, thank you, big bro. I like that, big bro.
Yeah, and that's one of my co-hosts right there. That's our brother Little. I got several other co-hosts. They might chime in, but they pretty much still gonna let you flow for a little bit. We'll just go back and forth, and then after we finish with the book, they'll go ahead and make sure they ask some pertinent questions. But family know if they got, if you want to chime in, all you got to do is say part and stuff. You just want to get something in. But with that, we're gonna move on because you got Praise Be to the Now is the next chapter. And, I might not hit every chapter, but we're going to hit a couple of them. And I think Praise Be to the Now is a very important chapter that you got in there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And you started off with just talking about the Nile Valley civilization and some of the Great Pyramids, and just give us a little overview, if you could, of that chapter. Praise Be to the Now.
Okay, well, the praise be to the Nile. The Nile Valley civilization, which is where we have, our beginnings at, And, the Nile Valley does come from, or emanate, has its origin in the White and the Blue Nile. It's the White and the Blue Nile. And so we have in the Papyrus of Unefa where it says that we come from the foothills of the Mountain of the Moon, where God happy dwells. Okay? And so the Nile Valley civilization is the key, and it's the origin where everything comes from. All of these major world religions that the people revere, be it Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, it has its foundation along that Nile Valley civilization. So I'm just breaking that down and outlining that to try to make a connection back to the continent. So, just for some of the listeners who may not be in tune or aware, okay, in the biblical text you have the story of Jesus, okay, and his father is Joseph and his mother is Mary. Well, Jesus was stolen from Heru or Horus, and Joseph really would be operating as Sar or Cyrus, and Mary is all set or Isis in the book. And originally those characters are African, but they changed the name so that we cannot make the connection to our greatness and our potential. So in the book Praise Be to the Nile, I'm pointing all this stuff out so that we can, connect the dots. I'm building on the language as well, especially in the Arabic. I'm building on the language because in the Arabic, dealing with one of the evening prayers, you have Asr. And when you break down the word Asa, taking away the vowels, you left with the same root words that form the Asa prayer, the A, the S, and the Ah. So the Asa prayer was stolen off the name Asa, and Asa means Lord of the perfect black, and the Asa is an evening prayer. It's an evening prayer. Okay? And so I'm pointing out stuff like that in that chapter and pointing out the origin, you know. And then in the book is where it speaks about Moses being learning all of the ways of the Egyptian, you know. And so Moses had his whole life, he was raised as an African and as an Egyptian. You know, he was born in Africa and he was raised in there the whole time. The only thing he knew to give those people when they requested instruction was what he got out of Egypt or came out of Africa. He didn't know nothing else. So I'm pointing that out. And so the Ten Commandments, so-called Ten Commandments, is plagiarized from the 42 Negative Confession. I make a connection. Point that out in the book. Praise be to the Nile. And so, you know, just the Nile Valley civilization is just so rich. It's just so rich, and people is caught up in the replica versus the prototype, which is why we don't truly have, you know, the necessary power that we should be in, because in reality, calling upon God, or how we identify with God by the wrong name, you know, by the wrong tongue. So I'm really trying to make connections and tie it back to the continent. And in there I build on, you know, even Imhotep. I build on Imhotep in the book, you know, because all that's connected with the Nile Valley civilization, and Imhotep was worshipped in the white world by the Greeks and the Europeans and the world over as a god. He was deified as a god, the world's first multi-genius and vizier or prime minister of Pharaoh Zoser. He designed and did the architectural work and building of the step pyramid, you know, the building of the step pyramid. So from that chapter, I give honor to Imhotep as being the real father of medicine. The real father of medicine about 2,000 some years before the Hippocrates, you know, which the doctors take, you know, the Hippocratic Oath. And in the military they have, you know, they love symbols, but they change the symbols. They change the symbols up. So I'm addressing that and dealing with that in the book. In the military, and you can look this stuff up. In the military, they have what is called the staff of Asclepius or Asclepius. They had their staff, but Asclepius, that's the Greek name for Imhotep. Asclepius is Imhotep, and Imhotep is Asclepius. So I point that out in the book. You know, I point out the origin of the medical caduceus, you know, in the book with the staff, with the snakes intertwined, crisscrossing its way up the medical caduceus, which they call the staff, you know, a mercury, but it's really Tahuti or a staff. So all these sciences that we have, you know, dealing with the DNA, the DNA helix, or the double helix, you know, that's what that medical caduceus symbolizes. In that book, I'm just giving honor to the Nile Valley civilization to point out a lot of its contributions and things that it is the origin and the father of, but don't necessarily get the credit or the reverence for it because it's been put out there in a white name, so we can't make the connections to ourselves. That's what that book, Praise Be to the Nile, is, and that's a very important chapter of the book, Praise Be to the Nile. So I'm really trying to connect people back to the continent, back to honoring Africa, and just seeing it as being what it is. You know, the mother is just called Mother Africa for a reason. And, you know, and in the book I posed the question, who would turn their back on their mother? Who would turn their back on their mother? Nobody in their rational mind would turn their back on their mother. But as the people, when we turn our back on Africa, then we have turned our back on our mother. And when you do that, you cannot expect blessings upon doing that. You can't expect blessings turning your back on your on Africa or turning your back, on your ancestors. So I point all that out in that book, or that chapter. Praise be to the Nile.
But in the next chapter, I think is equally important. You know what I mean? And that chapter is dealing with the black woman as God.
Oh yeah.
So just to go right along with that, just to because as the brother, the general was saying, it's a book more in line, like a lot of the chapters, a lot of things that's mentioned in here, more in line with corrective of nature. You know what I'm saying? Getting us back to our natural selves, just correcting our nature and how we look at the world, and in ways to take off the frame of that, that crackatosis.
But we got to de-crackerized. Got to de-crackerized, deprogram ourselves, and in order for us to truly get free and break this hold, because that's truly how he controls us. It's psychologically, but once we get back to Africa, then we'll be free. We'll be just this pure, mentally and spiritually, before we had any contact with the beast. Now on that, the black woman is God. That throws off a lot of people. The black woman is God, and it shouldn't. But I come across a lot of people, a lot of women, and some of them, when I call them goddess, it throws them off. I could tell they're not used to being referred to like that. Then some of them even reject it, because they stuck in their mind on Jesus being God or Allah being God. So, we've been so beat up to the point where we've been referred to as gods and goddesses. We lost that connection with our divine nature. We lost that connection with our divine nature. But just building on the title, the black woman is God. The black woman is God. And as a people, as an African people, the society that we was based on was called a matrilineal or a matriarchal society. Okay, and the matriarchal society is where the woman is the center of society. She's the center of the world. She's the center. She's the most important. Okay, she's the most respected, the most exalted. Everything. She's the center. Nothing is bigger or more important than her, except the child, except the babies, And in the matrilineal society, so the man was warrior first, scholar second, and they defended that woman. There wasn't no disrespect going on dealing with the woman. So when we were based on the matrilineal society, we was more cordial with each other. We were more compassionate. We had more heart. We had more love, because then not only being connected with the woman like that physically, it connects you with ma'at. It connects you with the feminine energy of the universe, of that life force. And so, just as a people, we looked at God in an androgynous fashion. Androgynous means male and female. That's how we identified with the phrase as being male and female. It wasn't just all masculine. It was not all just strength, all male. We looked at God as masculine and feminine. And from that, the black woman is God, because she, when you look at the woman bringing forth that life, she's cherishing, she's sustaining, she's fashioning, she's molding, she's doing all of this in the womb and outside of the womb. Okay, and the child, when it is born, it naturally gravitates towards the female, towards the mother. That's what it wants. Naturally, this is what it wants. Some kind of way it's instinctual, but it knows this, and that's what it gravitates towards the mother. And if the mother decides not to breastfeed or feed that baby, then it can't have life. So right there in that instance, in that act, the mother has the control of life and death, okay? Has the control of life and death, but the black woman is God, and the most sacred aspect of the Creator is the feminine aspect, the quality, because that is what brings forth life. When we get to looking at the plant life, dealing with botany, even the plant has a reproductive organ. It's called the pistil. It's called the pistil. That's the reproductive organ of the plant. Everything that brings forth life is feminine, and it has a womb. Dealing with the black hole, it has a womb. Okay, dealing with the Milky Way, it has a womb. So everything responsible for bringing forth life, it is feminine in nature. Its attributes are feminine. The attributes are feminine, and so the black woman is God based on that, because she's responsible for life. She brings forth life, and the life and the quality of life is based on and determined on the woman, because the woman is the first child. The woman is the first teacher of the child. Is the first teacher of the child, and the earliest figure in religion that was worshipped was the figure of the woman. And everybody today, they call the earth Mother Nature, refer to it as Mother Nature, and even that is African in principle, because dealing with the Metu Neter, dealing with the sacred speech, what many know is dealing with the hieroglyphs. The word for mother is Mut, M-U-T, is Mut, okay? And then the Neter make reference to the God, but Neter also makes reference to nature, which is why the first earliest figures or the earliest center of religion was the worship of the woman. So even the word Mother Nature itself is Kemetic, is African, and it gives honor to the woman as being God. Then when we look at the Catholicism or religion, the most sacred Virgin Mary, the Black Madonna, is the black ones. It's not the white ones, but it's the black ones. Okay, it's the black ones. So even a white man bears witness to the black woman being God. Everybody bows down at the feet of the black woman. Okay, and which is why even during slavery, when we were regarded as subhuman, not being man, not being human, the white beast, they still called the black woman mammy, and mammy is only a slang word for mama. So even at our lowest point, they still worship and gave the woman the title mom through calling her mammy, and still allowed the child to be breastfed at that black breast. Okay, so the black woman is God. Then as a black people possessing a dominant gene, okay, possessing a dominant gene establishes the black woman as being the mother of the planet. She's the first of the planet. All life comes from her. All of the colors come from her. Black is only black because it absorbs all of the rays of the all of the rays from the sun, all the different various color spectrum and colors. That's why it's black. So possessing that dominant gene establishes her as the first. She's the mother of the earth, the mother of civilization. And then later on down the line, the scientists come up with a mitochondrial Eve. And mitochondrial Eve, people look that up, but they say, all people supposed to come from mitochondrial Eve, and they take it back like 250,000 years. So everybody acknowledges the black woman is God. The black woman is God. Like produces like. Like produces like. And just building off of that story of dealing with Christ and Mary gave birth, to Jesus. A man can't be greater than his mom. A man can't be greater than his mom. So if you say Jesus is God, then damn well Mary has to be God. You see what I'm saying? So as a people, as African people, we never mention the goddess without talking about the God, or the God without talking about the goddess. Okay, so the black woman is God. That's just a real deep subject. I could go on and on, talk various reasons and explanations for the black woman being God. You know, but it's a good. That's another good chapter in the book.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna skip a few chapters and go to the chapter called "The Spirit Within." Because I think right now, just under the midst of some of the things we got going on, I think that's a excellent chapter to hit on and contextualize it along with some of the things that's going on right now. The Spirit Within.
Spirit Within.
Yeah, brother. Just if you could, just go, if you could just give an overview of the chapter for the family.
Oh yeah, but the Spirit Within, though, yeah, that's a great one. And the Spirit Within, the Spirit Within. This is talking about how we could perceive God, but not fully grasp. Because to fully grasp something is to understand. Okay, to fully grasp is to fully understand. But the Spirit Within, I'm just pointing out our divinity as the people, and how basically from the spirit that we have within being the same as the spirit without. We are a microcosm of the macrocosm, and it's from this that the concept of eternity or immortality really comes from. Because as a people, our ancestors always was a thinking people, always was given over to thought and contemplation, and all the sciences came from observation of the universe and of nature. And so they came to the conclusion that the same spirit and life force that is prevalent throughout the universe, it is their composition. It's one and the same. The life force in the universe is the same life force that's in the man. And it is from this that the concept of immortality comes from, because energy does not perish. Energy does not perish. It does not go away. Energy is eternal. The only thing energy does is change its form. Okay, so in this book, in that chapter, the Spirit Within, I'm outlining people trying to make sense and grasp in totality the spirit without trying to define Ra, trying to define this life force that the universe is based on, and it's out of trying to define this spirit within, trying to intimately connect with it, that all of the different various schools of philosophy was born out of searching for definitions and ways to explain it, So it's from that the philosophy comes from. It's from that the various different names of the Creator comes from, and then with the variation in tongues that come later on, we get these many different names and philosophies. But the philosophies and different names of God, it comes from trying to define the undefinable. And so that's what I'm going over, within that spirit within, and just showing how our ancestors' mind worked and how they reached the conclusion that they did. And just going on the spirit within and connecting with the spirit without, called Ma'at. Ma'at is a cosmological force as well. Ma'at is a cosmological force as well, and is the counterpart of Ra. You see what I'm saying? So we back to dealing with this duality and the complementary opposite. You know, just the struggle to be in harmony with oneself, the masculine and the feminine within oneself and outside of the universe. And so that's just what the spirit within is talking about. And even within the spirit within, I go over just how the mantras and how they just observed in universe, and then from the observation of the universe, they came up with the zoomorphicism. You know, they came up with that. You know, they came up with that because they studied this and they associated the certain constellations or the movement of this celestial life and body with certain animals as well. And so just all of this, the spirit, you know, all of this, it just comes from the observation of nature. You know, so the spirit within just a real rich chapter, and a person really would have to, you know, get into that one.
You know, I definitely I enjoyed that, but that was I had just started into there, and that's the last that I was really able to get into. But it was a chapter that I wanted you to touch, and that was the chapter "Good Followed by Bad Tricks." And you know, I think that was just the title alone was very interesting. You know, I've seen a couple of different things that you put in there, because right after that you had the "We Are at War." And I think that both of those are good followed by bad, and We Are at War, they really do mesh together real good, happening one after another. And if you could, because, you know, not only go over the good followed by the bad, but also touch on the We Are at War, because, as I said, you know, you wrote it. You know how they go together.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, but you know what? If the time permits, I would like to read a little bit from the good followed by bad.
Yo, listen, family, it's on you. I'm saying right now, listen, we're gonna take the interview. We're gonna let it go as I got as much time as you need right here on the show. You understand? So go ahead and take your time and read what you want to read.
Okay, well, I'm going to read a little bit from the Holy Black Papyrus, coming from the chapter Good Followed by Bad Tricks. All right, war is Ra spelled in reverse. From that, it is safe to assume that war has many different forms. War can be waged basically through two ways, either visibly or invisibly. Visibly is straight up physical confrontation, all up in your face, such as gun in your face, military state, and etc. Now, the invisible form of war is the most deadliest because it relies on the person or persons being unaware, not even knowing they're in a war, much less being attacked. The victim is the instrument of their own undoing. We are getting closer to deadly weapon used in this war. In this war, three main stratagems make it up: propaganda, deception, and friendship. I want to expound on the last one. The friendship is based on making a person feel that you are operating in their best interest. Removal of analytical thinking, gaining of trust. In the story of involvement with the white man, misplacement of trust has been the chief weapon used against us. This methodology involves the doing of some good followed up by bad. However, once the bad is done, you never even associate the bad with the good or associate with person or person who has done acts of kindness towards you. In the monumental book, Destruction of Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams, he repeatedly stressed we must see the white man as the enemy. In order to be safe, we must be ever on guard and vigilant. In this state of mind, whenever you are in any type of dealing with the enemy, you engage it as you are in a battle, and the outcome of this is eradication of misplacement of trust. We have to understand, as outlined in the art of war, that the art of war is deception. When a white man does an act of kindness, he has full knowledge of what he or she is doing. Not only that, they see themselves as being the ambassador of the race and have full knowledge of mentality of who they are dealing with. In their mind, the average black man, upon receiving a gift, hold on a second. Upon receiving of a gift from a white man will equate the so-called act of kindness to the whole damn race. So you start to hear the white man is good. Not all of them are like that. They have changed. Times have changed and so forth. The gift is a throw-off to draw into a web of deception. Okay, that's just a portion of it. I didn't finish reading it, but the good followed by bad tricks. That is what it is. And and some examples that could be given of that is like Abraham Lincoln and the Emancipation Proclamation, which he originally came up with in 1863. They passed it in 1865 or whatever. But the thing is, though, we looked at that as being good. We looked at that as being good, okay? And the word emancipate, dealing with the etymology or the root of the word, in Latin, it is emancipare, and it only means to free from the hand. That's it, to free from the hand. So looking at that definition of free from the hand, that's just the physical rule. So next, they're going to come with the changing of the law, wording, and go to the psychological game. Okay, but from 1865, when the Emancipation Proclamation, when we're supposed to be free, at the same time, simultaneously, they crafted and came up with the convict lease system. In the same year, 1865, they came up with the convict lease system. And this is really the start. I ain't gonna say a start, but but it's a big key because it started. One of the causes of dealing with this hyper imprisonment, of the black male. Just like dealing with the language in the 13th Amendment, where it says slavery is illegal except by way of a felony. So this is some of the good, followed by bad tricks. The changing of the language is dealing with the Civil Rights Act to include minorities. We thought we had got somewhere, but everybody benefits, from this Civil Rights Act, and basically except for us. You got white women and other minorities going to historically black colleges, and getting scholarships and getting free rides and everything else. But those are just a few examples of good, followed by bad tricks, things meant to deceive us and elude, and just to put us in a state of illusion, feeling as if we had gained some ground, but it was just only, a trick is good followed by bad.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, let's all move into the war chapter because, like I said, they back to back, and because it got followed by the bad, and we ended up getting tricked. We didn't envision this war that we're in right now.
Oh yeah, well we are at war, and more people have started to, acknowledge that, and see, that we are in a war. So in that, I'm just spelling out the various different ways, that we are targeted in these attacks. It's physical, it's bio, it's bio warfare as well. You know, because our makeup is very unique. Very unique. If you have a high concentration of melanin in our bodies, then we are very unique. And so the fluoride in the water, that's the ways of attacking us. It's a direct assault on the pineal gland. Because the fluoride in the water causes the pineal gland to calcify or to harden over time. And the pineal gland, as I briefly explained, it secretes the melanin. But the pineal gland is associated with spiritual experiences, consciousness, creativity, intelligence, and just our vibration frequency, as a people. And so we're at war on that front. We're at war when you're dealing with the hospitals and you're going there to get diagnosed. You're being treated not as a unique individual, but the methods you're being treated on and the recommendations and the diagnosis is based on the white body, not the unique melanated black body. And economically, we are at war. We continue to be disenfranchised and just highly marginalized when it comes to that. Statistic-wise, they have the Asian in the forefront of dealing with annual income. Okay, the Asian is about $68,000. About $68,000. The white man is about $58,000. The Hispanic is $40,000, and then the black approximately annually $34,000 annually. Okay, so economically, we are at war. We set to spend $1.1 trillion a year, and nobody has been over here long enough. We're the number one consumers. So it's not the fact that we don't have money, because we have money. We're rich, but morally and spiritually, we are bankrupt, and that's because of the warfare that's waged against us, spiritually and mentally. Okay? And so all these different businesses. I'm up here in St. Paul, Minnesota, and on university, I guess university everywhere, the University Avenue basically runs through the heart of Black America or the Black world. Okay, and but the businesses is primarily Asian businesses. It's primarily Asian businesses up and down university. They pretty much own all of the businesses, and it's very few black businesses. They scattered out, but you could go blocks and blocks, and there's nothing but Asian. It's nothing but Asian businesses that line the streets and the blocks. Okay, and so we're at war on that front economically. Dealing with the gentrification and just the marginalization when it comes to the income and when it comes to the money. And so, and that right there is a very important factor as a people. And I love my people, but just our economic structure shows that something happened to us, and it shows that we are at a war, because we are the only people that has to have a Buy Black campaign, sponsor and support a black business campaign, Buy Black campaign. We're the only people that have to have this campaign and practically pull the tooth to get a brother and a sister to do business with somebody that looks like themselves. Okay? And so...
Can I interject on that real quick, brother?
Yeah, sure.
Because we're the only people that went through what we went through.
Exactly.
We're the only people that get attacked by all the other races as well, brother. So we just got to always keep that in mind.
Exactly, most definitely. And that's what I point out in this book or that chapter, We Are at War. I go over those things. I clearly point that out, and I give the reasons and things that have happened, and took place with us mentally and spiritually to get us where we are. So in the book, We Are at War, I'm just pointing out how all these people prey on us, they exploit us, and they come into our communities for the sole purpose of exploitation and profit. You know, so that's what that book chapter is. We Are at War is about, and hitting on Islam, not particularly picking on not one particular group, but I'm going to use the hell out of it because it really validates the point that I'm stressing of us being at war. You know, now myself, I practiced Islam for a while. You know, I practiced Islam for 8 years, as I said. And in the Holy Quran, smoking, you know, tobacco products, things that they look at as haram and halal, that's the system that they're based on. Halal mean lawful, and the haram mean basically unlawful. Okay? So alcohol will be considered haram. Okay? The pork or the swine will be considered haram. You know, even the tobacco could be considered, you know, haram or a drug in Islam. But everything that the book tells them, dealing with dietary guidelines and dealing with substance that is illegal, they come over here and rush to the black community and sell it. But their book says that it's illegal. So that right there is an act of war. So they selling things in the community that they know is not fit for consumption, and they wouldn't dare use it themselves, or they wouldn't dare think to use it or sell it, you know, in their countries. Okay, so that right there is purely, you know, an act of war. So in the book, I point out all that in that chapter, We Are at War, because we only look at them as it's simply providing us, you know, a service. We look at it as we getting what we need, we getting what we want, and it's convenient. It's a store down the street and everything else. But the same things that they're selling, they wouldn't consume it, and they wouldn't even conceive of selling it where they came from.
Man, like on that, big bro. Man, convenience is our number one killer, big bro.
Well, on that. Well, listen, family. Because you gave us a breakdown when you had the artificial means of division. You know, like I think that was interesting how you defined it, and if you could, because you just delve into that chapter, and if you wanted to, just read that definition that you broke down.
Okay. Give me a moment to turn to it in the book. Okay, the artificial means of division. And that's a real unique definition. Artificial means of division. Artificial means of division is a subtle symbolism that is presented in a harmless, small, or insignificant way, yet it is really designed to be detrimental. It is really designed to be detrimental by the initiator. The ploy or tactic of artificial means of division takes root in the subconscious mind. And once it does, it affects thinking followed by behavior. What is so dangerous about it is that the person does not always even know what they're doing. It's unaware of their thought process and behavior. And that's the artificial means of division, the definition that I provide in the book.
Oh, part of sauce, family. I'm in the house. I'm trying to knock on the door real quick. But, go. Could you please just go ahead and expound into that artificial means of division and just give just a couple different different points that we can, so the people will be able to point, so they'll be able to see how this is used against us.
Okay. Such as, the small petty differences that rule over us. Okay, we are dealing with the different titles, that we call ourselves, and that we go by.
be it Christian, be it Islam, be it be it Moor, be it Nawabian, whatever the different title is, or that we identify ourselves as, we get caught up on that. And that's the artificial means of division. Because when you break it down, the goal of all of it, is the same. The human being, no matter what path you is on, the goal basically is the same. You want some peace. You want a better life. You like to be healthy. You like a better environment. For your child. You like to just be better all around. The goals is ultimately the same, but despite the goal being the same and us ultimately being on the same path, we get caught up on that title. And, we allow that to be a means. We allow that to be a means of division, but we don't see it because we look at everything as being faithful, being true to the book or to the God that we is evoking and calling on. Okay? And that right there, that's one of our biggest means, artificial means of division. Another artificial means of division is us having to choose between the African and the American. Okay? African and American. In between African and American, you have a hyphen in between those words. You have a hyphen in between those words. And a hyphen does have the same operating principle as a divisor in division. Okay, that's another artificial means of division because in the person's mind, African or American, that is really designed to pose a question in the person's mind. African American, okay? And internally that creates conflict because now you're being asked, subtly you're being asked to make a decision. Am I going to be African or am I going to be American? It really poses a question. And those are the, just a couple of the means, artificial means of division, and it keeps us separated. It keeps us debating and just going back and forth, and it keeps us from the biggest threat that they have of us, and that is ever coming together, unifying as one, being one body. And those are the two biggest artificial means of division that has been used against us, as a people.
No doubt. We definitely got to get rid of all these Euro nut religions. We got to get rid of these things. All these Eurocentric crazy ideologies that keep us going in circles because you can't get free with somebody else's ancestral story. You know what I mean? You don't have no connection to somebody else's ancestral story, especially in the mannerism that these political systems are giving out. And it was interesting what you said about the Muslims and the pork and all of that, and just service and the way that they service us over here. And that's why I say, a lot of times their religion is more like a political system. Politically, they're not allowed to do that over there to keep them looking a certain kind of way. But when they outside of that scope and they're in a different system, they run right along with it. And then go to Juma. After smoking a cigarette, selling you pig's feet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a real wild thing right there dealing with them.
Mm-hmm.
But if any of my co-hosts, I know y'all out there, if y'all had a question real quick for the brother, y'all could chime in right now before we move on to another chapter. All right. Now we're gonna move on to the walking lion, the aura of man, the aura man.
Wow, the aura man. Okay, the walking lion. The walking lion. Now that chapter right there, when I wrote that, I ain't had no idea I was gonna come up with that. But and so on this, I'm telling you, on this book, I really just got to give, praise, to the ancestors and to praise to the ancestors and to to Ra, for some of this stuff I wrote down, it didn't come to me until the pen hit the paper. Okay, but the aura man, the walking lion, and the aura man. Okay, in that chapter, the lion, the walking lion, is us. Is the black man and is the black woman. Okay, and by us being high vibratory beings, meaning by us having high energy, by energy being so high in our blackness, okay, dealing with the chakra system, the subtle energy channels that align our body. Okay, the head, the upper portion of the body, the head. Okay, dealing with the seventh chakra and the sixth chakra, which is the third eye, which is connected to the pineal and the pituitary gland. Okay, the energy has its climax, its pinnacle right there, where it's vibrating its highest. But anyway, that top chakra that's hovering right above the head is said to be 1,000 petals. It's said to be 1,000 petals. But at any rate, though, what I'm explaining in this book is that when the white man looks at us, this energy is emanating off of our body. It's surrounding our head, almost like a halo, or a sun. When you look at the sun and you see the light emanating or shooting out from its side, the rays. When the white man looks at us due to our melanin content and our high vibration, they see a lion. They see a walking lion. All that light and energy that's being emitted and projecting from our head, in his mind, he sees a lion. He sees a mane. Okay, he sees a mane, that energy that is being emitted from our ears, from our dome. It looks like a mane to him. And a lion, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the lion's mane, that lion is associated with the sun, is associated with the sun for his golden brown skin or hair. And then the lion's mane with the hair is equivalent to the sun's rays. So when a white man looks at us, he sees this mane of energy around us, around their head. Okay, and so the walking lion, the aura man, is the black man. And dealing with the word aura on the periodic table, AU is gold. AU is gold, and gold once again is associated with the sun from its reflection, that it gives off. And then Ra, and All Ra. We have All Ra. So we back again dealing with the sun. We're dealing with this energy. We're dealing with this projection and just this emanation. So the walking lion, the aura man, in that chapter, I'm breaking down and going through the classes of melanin as well, and I build on that, speak about the melanin, who has the least and who has the most, So basically, that's what the walking line, the older man, is dealing with. It's dealing with our energy, and it's dealing with the white man seeing us as a line because of the energy that we is projecting. We surrounded. We had this mane. This energy, that our bodies should give off, and that's what puts the fear, and the fright in him, the energy that they perceive, and they could see it. They could feel it. They could feel it. So that's what I'm pointing out in that chapter, the walking line, the older man.
And we getting down to we got like 2 chapters left inside of the book, family, and I don't think we got a couple different, a couple little quick things going on right here. And you got the meaning of Black Power, race first, and support of Black business. It seems like the way that it's set up, I can't really tell though. From on this, I can't really tell the setup of the chapter, the meaning of Black Power, and then these are just sub parts inside of the chapter, the race first and support of Black business.
What? Okay.
Brother Floyd.
Yeah.
All right. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Now, I was asking about the chapter. It says the meaning of Black Power. Like I said, I got it on ebook. And so, the ebook is set up a little, sometimes they set up different. And it says the meaning of Black Power. Is that the chapter ahead because it got race first and support of Black business also, like, on the same page together? Like when
the meaning of Black Power is the title of the chapter, and then I'll just go through it real quick because in the meaning of Black Power, I'm giving various definitions or shades of the meaning of Black Power. I'm giving so I just read it because it's just really broken down in like 11 different sections or bullets or expressions of Black Power. So I just briefly go over that real quick from the book. It reads, Black Power represents control, but it does not represent control in the sense of lording authority over non-Black races. This control is pregnant with many meanings, so for clarity purposes, I will break down and list several meanings to make this writing easy to follow. Okay, now this is the question that you were just asking me for the clarity on. Okay, the first one I have listed is the right to define ourselves. Okay, that's a meaning of Black Power. All that comes with Black Power. Okay, and then number 2, I have the right to be a nation within a nation. And number 3, I have the right to strive for success without impediment. And number 4, I have self-love, brotherhood, sisterhood, or Black unity. And then the 5th one, I have race first. And then the 6th one, I have knowledge of self, teaching our children according to how we see fit and align with unique history and being a distinct race. Okay, number 7, the right to police, defend, and protect ourselves. Number 8, I have support of Black business. Number 9, Black is beautiful. 10, I'm Black and proud. And the last one I have is I can do it, we can do it. Okay, so all those are different shades or meanings or expressions of Black Power, things that come from Black Power that a free people or a liberated people do and have, as a people. So all these is meanings of Black Power. So the meaning of Black Power is basically foundations of Black Power.
Oh, no doubt. Because you got it seems like you got a little sentence right after you put the I can do it, we can do it. It says doing what we want without permission, taking initiative and not waiting on white man.
That's right. That's black power. That's black power. Because the free people don't ask for anything; they just do it. You don't have to ask for. You don't have to ask for permission. Nobody can define what's sacred to you or what means something to you or give you a date. You do that yourself. You don't ask. Just do it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so, if you wanted to touch on a couple of things, I see you got a couple pieces in there by Francis Cress Welsing, some things in there by Khaled, Elijah, just some different little points that you put in. It seems like, you just lined it up with, like, different statements from different, just so we can get a all-around judgment on what black power is.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, because, even within this, I don't like to use, I really don't care about the word or the expression too much, but for a lack of a better expression, and there's one that people identify with, I'm going to say conscious community. I'm going to say conscious. Okay? But, even within, this community, it seems to be some confusion and a lack of clarity on what black power is. Many people got many different perspectives on what black power, what black power is. Some just satisfied with just have, just think it's just having the knowledge. Some is on the, think it's just the economic. Some just think it's just being, physical and being, making noise. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So in the book, I go over, black power in the many different shades, of black power, and all of it is needed. All of it is needed. So that's what I go over, in the book to really provide clarity on that and to get us, just saying that we're in the same fight, we're in the same struggle, no matter what front you is on, how you see fit to get to it and express it, it's the same. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same, and it complements, the other. It all goes hand in hand. But in my book, I try to outline some the foundation of what black power is, and try to paint a picture of everybody that's black, as being important. Everybody that's black has a role, and wanting each person to see themselves as having a place in it, a unique place in it, because as a people or as an individual, we all could do something. We all have a gift and a talent that we could do that nobody else could do it how we could do it. Okay, so in the book, I'm most definitely trying to see everybody's being important. Everybody's having a role to play. Everybody has a role and a position to play, in this fight. And one of the things I want people to see and to realize is that this movement does not belong to any particular, one person. You know what I'm saying? It does not belong to any particular one person. And the movement itself is bigger than anybody. It's bigger than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's the message. It's the message that's important, and it's bigger than one particular person. It's bigger than one particular person. So within the different shades and the foundations of the meaning of black power, I want everybody to see that they have a role to play. Everybody's involvement is critical, no matter what front you on. We got to, get back to strictly identifying with each other, strictly on black first. That's it, black first. No matter what, it's black first. You know what I'm saying? We could call ourselves whatever the hell we want to call ourselves. The white man looks at stuff how they used to do television, and that's in black and white. That's in black and white. So, and that's what it's about, black power on all fronts and all ways. And so that's what I'm really trying to express, and convey in this book is to cultivate a real spirit of self-love and identity and get us prepared for what it is that we're in, and just coming together, operating as a unit. And so the last thing I point out in that book is it's a chapter titled Marcus Garvey. Garvey, and I stress that that's a man that we all should know. That's a man that we all should know. You know, Marcus, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the reason for the whole RBG, anything, because he gave us the flag, the Pan-African flag, the red, black, and green. And so we have, you know, if we operate true in that spirit, then, you know, that's what we'll be. We'll be one. You know what I'm saying? We'll be one, because Marcus Garvey was a Christian, but he united every damn body. You know what I'm saying? So he really expressed and exemplified, you know, black power on all fronts, all ways that you can imagine, fathomable. He did that. You know, he brought us together as one. So we got to really get back into that spirit, and that state of mind and being.
I say, is there anything in particular you want to hit in that chapter? Anything in particular you wanted to put out about Marcus Garvey? We know he was born Jamaica, August 17th. We will be celebrating, and for all the nationalists out there, African nationalists, August 17th is a national holy day. You know, and praise to the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, August 17th, an African national holiday. So.
Yeah, but the thing is, on Marcus Garvey, I just encourage the people to go, you know, to study Marcus Garvey. If you're not, you know, if you are, continue to do so, you know, but if you're not, you know what I'm saying, selected writers and speeches of Marcus Garvey, Marcus Garvey, The Message to the People, most definitely get that book, and, you know, books by his wife, Amy J.K.S. Garvey, and books by Professor Tony Martin, but just Marcus Garvey. You know, we really want to get into Marcus Garvey, though. You know, so it's not going to be no one particular thing to talk on. I just encourage the people to, you know, to really, you know, get acquainted with Marcus Mosiah Garvey, because we all should know him. We all should know him.
Shade of that, RBG up.
Black Power, you know. Well, listen, that's our brother Floyd Williams right there, and that's his overview of the Holy Black Papyrus. Get yours. It's on, I believe, Lulu.com, www.lulu.com/shop. That's SHOP-Williams/the-holy-black-paperback. Oh, no, Papyrus. I'm sorry, Papyrus.
Yeah, the Holy Black Papyrus. Or they could just go, you know, family, all you got to do, you go to Lulu.com. If you go to Lulu.com, you'll get a hard copy book. You get a softback book on Lulu.com. So just go to Lulu.com and type in the title of the book, The Holy Black Papyrus. It instantly will come up. So Lulu.com has the book, and you go to Amazon and get the book. Just type in the title again, The Holy Black Papyrus. It's going to come up. Amazon is an e-book. Lulu, you could get a hard copy. And also, once again, got a foreword written by the 7-star General, Sarah Seti of the Black Power Cartel. And, you know, we went over a lot of the chapters tonight in the book, but to really, I just encourage this, support the book. Support the book. I wrote the book for the people. It's not my book. This is just my means of, you know, contribution and trying to inspire and give back. Because what I have is not for me. You know what I'm saying? It's for the people. So I really just, you know, my only desire is to make a contribution and see the race on top. That's the only reason why I write. Family, the only reason why I write, family, is to try to make a contribution to get the race on top. And so even if I don't see the victory physically in my time, I know I left behind some work and preparation and put the fight in while I was here. You know, I know why I'm gone. I know when I make my transition that, you know, I left something. I left some real fuel, you know, and prepared them for what's ahead. And so, you know, it's not about the dollars, but, hey, books got to be paid for. You know what I'm saying? The printing press and papers and all that stuff it costs. And then to grow it and take it to another level, I do need that patronage. Got to have that support. So I humbly ask for everybody's support out there of the book. So I put everything I have into the book to bring it into fruition. You know, from Amazon.com and Lulu, the Holy Black Papyrus.
Like I said, man, you know, I got the ebook. I breezed over it slightly. I read about a third of it. It definitely is power packed, full of information. It make you feel good reading it. You know what I'm saying? And it has points of clarity. I didn't hit every chapter. And that was for the reason that I didn't want to give everything away to the people that you got in there. You know, I didn't want to give it all to them, so then they just come to the show, won't buy the book. They just come to the show, listen to the show, and be like, I'm straight. I know what he wrote in there. You don't want that. You know what I mean? You want to have some tidbits to go back in there and get. But just, definitely go look for that on Amazon and Lulu.com. I put the link in the chat room earlier. There, the link is inside our event. Let me make sure that it's also make sure the link is also inside the group, Feet on the Ground group, but it definitely is inside the event. Just look for that. Let me think what else we got going on with this. Well, family, right now what we're going to do, we're going to open it up for questions and comments. And so we might as well start this off, Brother Rahe Roo. I know I'm on co-host at the Blanks music right now. Brother Rahe Roo, co-host, I'm coming to your line. So let y'all know I'm coming to your line, so be prepared. Be prepared for me when I get to your line, brother. Let's see here. Well, Brother Little, you out there? Before you. All right.
Black Power already. You know, fam, I just say Black Power to the big bro. You know what I mean? The book sound good. Pick me up a copy, and we'll get it in the study group. You feel me? But Black Power to you, Floyd.
Black Power, brother. I appreciate the love, man.
No, we'll definitely make sure that that's a part of the study group, too. Yeah, you're right about that. So, America Rock. See you out there. Let's see. Black Power. You out there?
I'm just listening.
All right, then. All right, Tommy.
Beautiful day, family.
Beautiful day, Brother Rahe Roo. Go ahead. If you got any questions or comments for the brother?
I just got a comment. I just want to say, brother, we appreciate the work that you've done. I haven't gotten a chance to get my hands on the work, but just over the breakdown that you just gave in the interview between you and Brother Morn, seems to me like you have put together a very strategic manual that would help the people, you know what I'm saying, break the chains of menticide due to the effects of this cracker-based European religion and the influences on slavery of the mental capacity of our people. So I just want to give you a black hand clap for that and say Black Power for that, brother. And don't worry about it, brother. Your contribution to the people will be reached to the minds of all the people. We're going to put the book in a study group, and we're going to go over it thoroughly with the people and make sure that that book is in the hands of all people. I just want to say Black Power to you on that, family.
Black power, brother. Black power. I praise be to rise to the ancestors, and once again, I'm thankful to, you know what I'm saying, had the privilege and opportunity to even, you know what I'm saying, be on these airwaves, you know.
No problem. We're gonna bring you back after we go over it thoroughly, man. We get the copies hard in our hand. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna definitely want to bring you back on. You know, go over it again. You know what I'm saying? So then that way we can be real in depth and thorough about different points inside of the book.
Part yourself real quick, Brother B.
Okay.
Brother Floyd, I don't know if I missed it, but how long did it take for you to put the book together, bro?
Wow. Well, I wrote this book. In like 2-3 weeks. About 2-3 weeks, I wrote this Holy Black Papyrus.
Okay, so you was in that shit they call the zone, huh?
Yeah, I was in the zone. I was gone. I was in the zone, bro. Yeah.
Well, listen, let me see right here. Sister Camille, you out there?
He should have went to him on
I don't know if I got her out there. I see it in New York. I got it open, but I don't know which one is her. Brother Claus, is that you out there? All right, we gotta just lit up in here. Well, let's see, sister. Let's see. We're gonna go to South Texas and see if South Texas got a question or comment. Black Power, B40, you got a question or comment for our brother Floyd Williams on the Holy Black Papyrus? South Texas, your line is open. All right. North Carolina, you got a question or comment for our brother Floyd Williams? They out there. It's a gang going on. We're going to go to Michigan. Michigan.
Going to the meeting.
Michigan, your line open.
Is it me? Can you hear me?
Yes, indeed. I can hear you out there. You got a question or comment for our family, brother Floyd Williams?
Oh, well, peace and love, everybody. I want to just say hello and thank you.
Black
This is
Power.
Rashida. Black
Power.
Power. How you doing? I haven't got the book yet, but I still believe in everything that Brother Floyd is doing, and I just wanted to encourage him to keep on, and it's needed. I always tell him he is the truth and the light, and I just think that part as a people that we need to, come together and unify in love, and so. And just to get that understanding. But again, just because I haven't got the book yet, it's only because I'm a student. But I still believe in it, and I'm happy to be on the call, and I can't wait. And I told him, I said, as soon as the summer hit, I'm gonna read the book. So,
Mom, glad to have you. Thank you for the love, Goddess. Thank you for the love, Goddess. Always.
That's indeed, Queen. And thank you for calling in. Thank you for tuning in. And our brother Floyd, we make sure, like I said, though, I want to get the hard copy. Get the hard copy. But if you can get the e-copy, go get it. The e-copy a little bit cheaper. If you download it to your pad, you know what I'm saying? I like hard copies. So I'm glad that the brother put the link out when he first, I don't know if that was the first day you had got the link to be able to put it out, but I know as soon as you gave it to me, I was on it. Like, oh, yeah, this is what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, we was going back and forth. He was like, brother, come on, brother. I'm like, brother, I like it. And then one of the things is when I went to go look for it on Amazon, I found that because I had the Amazon Prime thing, I found that I could get it. Yeah. So then it was like, I really wanted to still contribute. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, man, he got to had a hard book because I want to be able to walk around with it. It's something that the way that I'm reading it on the ebook, it's something that it reads well where I can have it in the hood, have it in my pocket or whatever, and I could just let cats look at it or whatever. You can read a piece from it. It's something that I can utilize in classroom form and just a way to break. It could be used like a rites of passage type of classroom setting. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because the way that it's ordered up in order for us to start breaking down them chains of mental slavery, and So I definitely enjoyed the way that you had it put together.
Yeah.
So we're going to move down. We got, let me see. New York, your line is open. Black Power, New York City. New York. Big city of dreams. Going once, going twice. So, all right, North Georgia. All right, Georgia don't want. Man, we got another. We got Georgia. North Georgia, you got a question for our brother Floyd Williams or comment on the Holy Black Papyrus? I got a question for Brother Floyd. Brother Floyd, with a lot of the things that are going on in the community right now, what are your, just how, we get this new uproar. What are your thoughts on the media? Where are we going? Where are we going in 2015 with this Abibi Fahodier and some of the insurrection that has been going on for the last year? So, and especially dealing with the youth. How do you think that we should attract the youth and deal with?
Where will we going? I really feel that we are going towards a victory. I really feel that we are going towards a victory, and just looking at demographics, demographics of this country. From 1990 to 1990, the white man was looked at as like 72 or 75% of the United States makeup, but in 2050, he's said to be like 52%. Basically becoming what they look at as being the lesser or the minority in the United States of America. And so a reason that we're experiencing what people are looking at as these a lot of these recent killings and stuff dealing with police brutality and stuff like that. The stuff always have been going on. It's never ceased since we met them on the continent, and it never ceased since we when we set foot over here, in this great beast, America. It never has stopped. But the only difference is today is that the so-called powers that be have reached a agreement to air certain things on television. So the stuff always been going on, but the thing is it had not always been highly publicized how it is today with the usage, of the media. Back in the day, the white people, they used to gather about hundreds and thousands and tens of thousands and watch the lynchings. And even made postcards and everything for it. But today they bring it right. They decided to bring the lynchings to their people by means of the media and the television. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, it's always been going on, but it's now, just like an outlaw. When outlaws on run for so long, they don't forget. They don't forget about that person. Then if they really want that person, they just increase the price that's on their head. And so that is the situation that is going on. The white man is very sharply aware of his end, and he's disappearing, off this planet naturally. So if we as a family just continue to be persistent and active and proactive and and just moving and working in the movement, the victory really is ours. And white supremacy is on his last damn leg. And this is the reason why you are seeing what his people are looking at these killings as being new, or seeing like it's being resurged, revamped, or refueled. That right there is the reason, because he's sharply aware of his demise and of his subtraction from the face of the earth. Like, in Europe they have a negative birth rate. They're losing out over here, okay, in the U.S. And so basically it's like when a person is not more than likely going to go out without a fight. And so that's what this is right here. The white supremacy is on its last leg, and so they're fighting to remain in power as long as they can, because it's on its last leg. Okay, so as a people, what we're going through, it don't have nothing to do with what we have done. Our only guilt has always been being black. That's our only guilt. Okay, we ain't done nothing, and these killings that's going on don't have nothing to do with what we have done. They are in what I like to call a psychogenetic war. In their mind, it's a psychogenetic war. So we don't have to do anything. It's not about the pants being down. It's not about the education. It's not about none of that. They are in a real psychogenetic war, and they are panicking and freaking out, and they know that they are on their way out. So that's why all this stuff is going on, and it will continue, to transpire and go on. But the biggest thing that we can do, in this hour is, for one, coming together. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the real good benefits of now, because now more people more than ever seeing, who the enemy is and where their energy should be directed toward. Okay? And so, I give a lot of honor to Ferguson, a lot of honor to the family that's on the ground out there in Baltimore, because you see the red and the blue, the Bloods and the Crips and all these different people who were looking at each other as being the foe, as being the enemy. That energy is starting to be redirected towards the real enemy. Mm-hmm. Which is the government, which is the white man, which is their beef, everything else. So everything that they intended to be for bad is going to turn out for good for us. So, and that's just how I analyze it, the situation and what's going on. And like I spelled out, that's the reason why what's going on. For them, they are in a real psychogenetic war. They're in a psychogenetic war. So this don't have nothing to do with us done something or anything. The reasoning is our divine nature. And our gift and our unique makeup. But the victory is ours. We ain't got to do nothing but just stay busy. Keep on repping the Black Power, keep on repping the RPG, and keep on trying to reach these babies and the children and the youth. The energy is up. The energy is up. When you start to see the youth moving, the energy is up. The energy is real high. The energy is awakening. And, and it just is what it is. It's time for a newness, and, that's what we hit into a new paradigm. The shift is on. The shift is here because the real lions, the real warriors, have become awake. And so it's over with. We about to go into a new world. We about to go into a new world.
Yes, sir.
It's over with. It's a new beginning.
No, people didn't think this time was coming, but we already knew it was written to come, because you can't hold a good thing down. It was already written for us to win. We wrote it already, and it's been ingrained in our DNA for us to come up on the win. So that just is what it is. Let me think what else we want to make sure that. So we see the thing in Baltimore, man. We got a lot of the media. How do you think that? I see that you thank us for having media out there. What do you think the importance and the role is of things like your books and media and things like that in BB4ODA?
The importance is in the knowledge. The importance is in the the information. And most definitely we have to really most definitely support our scholars. We always talking about a story being told not by us or somebody that look like us and everything else. So we most definitely really got to support the black scholars and the authors. That is that is putting it down, okay, and trying to represent and put things in its correct perspective and tell it according to our unique experience and telling it through our eyes. Okay, the media, the artists, be it musical, the authors and everything else is those very important because this is dealing with information, it's dealing with knowledge, and the information and the knowledge that we come in contact with, okay, that is the determining factor and the basis, okay, for change. As a people, that's how we learn. We either learn through experience or we learn through the knowledge or the new light that touch us and hit us, okay? A good example is Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong, he was the president or the ruler of China, but when he came into power, the first thing that he did was control the media, control the artists, he controlled the authors, anything visually, anything audibly, dealing with hearing, they had the potential and the power to affect the being and bring forth a change. He controlled it. And those avenues was the art, the word, and the media. Okay? So, I just encourage, supporting those who is trying to put out some sound knowledge, some sound knowledge in the media. Well, I keep an eye on the media, though, but, I don't get all caught up on it, but it's good to pay attention to it, though, because it gives you insight into their minds, what they thinking, what they thinking, and so it gives you a means of measuring the environment and seeing what's going on. Even though they put out a lot of BS and propaganda, but it still gives you a direct insight into their mind, where they at, what they're thinking, what they're planning, and just a good barometer, for them to keep you in tune with the times,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We just wanted to. I just wanted to ask that and add on to that. Just to make sure that the people stay aware. Like the brother said, we don't want to get too caught up in the media, but the media keeps you aware of certain things going on. 80% of what the media are going to tell you are going to be lies outright. Whatever 20% of the truth they do tell you is only so they can tell you the other 80% of the lies, and you just suck that down with no problem. So, what we have to do is make sure that we stay on the forefront of bringing forth information through our own hand, as the brother has brought to us in the spirit of Tahuti. So we definitely respect that. It's always a good thing. Any other family out there want to add on or ask any other questions of the brothers?
Black Power. It's Baker.
What's going on, Brother Baker?
How you feel, sir? My
it's not so much as questions. It's like names, like Obama, Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, all these people that we had to fight to even get to a point of in our family and things of putting them people in their proper perspective or their proper place. I'm just curious as to what the brother feels about the names I called.
Okay, you mentioned Barack Obama, Jesse Jackson. Okay. Well, well, dealing with Barack Obama first. I understand his role. You know what I'm saying? His role that he's playing. I know he's not the power. He's only the face of power. He's not the power. He's just the face, of power. And the government or the body that he's representing is controlled by the special interest groups. It's controlled by the businessmen. Predominantly white businessmen. Okay, and so he's not the power. He's just the face of power. But so Barack Obama, he's strictly being used, and he's fulfilling his role of what it is that he was in there to do, which is to pretty much a throw off, and dealing with Jesse Jackson. I mean, I stand with Brother Khalid Muhammad. I asked sister on that. He called her messy, Jesse. I am somebody. I don't know who the hell I am, but I am somebody. But dealing with those people, I don't get hung up on those people. I know they roles, especially, with Barack Obama. I know his role. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not in control. And they let him know that he's not in control because he has to be the most disrespected president ever been up in there. And dealing with Jesse Jackson, I mean, the power is not in them people. The power is in you. The power, is in us. We have the control. Then when it comes to government, I guess I would be an anarchist. Because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. It's a big mess. It's a big trick bag. And in the first 4 letters of the word, Democrat or democracy is demo. So they let you know what it is. It's a demo. It's nothing but a trial run, and it's a test run. So. I don't believe in that system or the government. I believe that it really has to be overturned, and our freedom or liberation, it's not going to come through those people that's leading us to government or those who is representing the government. Our freedom, our rise is not going to come. It's not going to come through that means because you can't really get ahead or beat the system, using the system because they control the system and they create the rules and to change and to modify this whenever they feel like it. They do it. They do it according to whim or according to fancy, so they can get ahead and stay ahead. So, I'm not a real proponent for it. I don't get caught up on it, and I really would put that in the category of the artificial means of division because the Democrat and the Democrat and the Republican, they are all the same. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that they is representing or challenging is the methodology or the timeliness of introducing or bringing about, a certain thing. So they all serve the same food but on a different dish. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in it. I pay attention to it, but I understand their roles and all of the purposes of it. And you know, and they tell us that when you do the nat, whatever it is, the song, I don't get caught up in the songs, but the Pledge of Allegiance, you know, off top in the Pledge of Allegiance, you pledge allegiance to the Republic. So it's not a democracy, it's a republic, you know. So I don't get caught up on those people. You know, anybody within there, you know, I don't get caught up on those people and those personalities. I pay attention to it, though, but, you know, it's all a game. It's a big racket, it's a big scheme, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Brother Baker, do you have anything you want to add on to the brother's comments?
No, sir. I'm good with that. You know, I'm good with that.
All right. Well, yeah, Brother Baker, I see that the UAM had Brother Truth out there to last night. And what's going on out there? Have you got any information or anything to put out for the family about what's going on out there in New York?
Sister Keisha and Sister, can't call her name right now, but she was Meg Abbott's secretary. They're going to be over at Rutgers University doing a precinct or something there. I'm thinking like May 12th, or I might have the date wrong, but I know that Sister Keisha's going to be the main speaker. She's going to be one of the speakers. And the other sister that was Meg Agner's secretary. She's going to be there also. That's coming up sometime, I think, between May 10th, May 12th, something like that. I'm not sure.
All right. You know, this one our brother for the mighty UAM. We always appreciate the brother calling in, giving that spirit. Is there anything that Baba Maddox got going on that you think the people should be aware of? I know we still got the call-in campaign going, and I'll look and see, you know, about the FCC, about the Senate numbers. The call-in.
He's doing. We put in a petition to stop ABC from getting their license renewed from the FCC. Because, you know, for the show Like It Is, we want it back. We want Like It Is back. You know what I'm saying? We want, you know, to have that show that Gil Nova started, along with Harambe Braff and Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. We don't have nothing that comes on in the tri-states, which is Jersey, New York, and I think Connecticut was doing Like It Is back in the days, but it's since they got a new show now called Here and Now that don't address nothing that goes on in our neighborhood, and we want that back. We want to stop being censored. Because Brother Maddox is definitely censored right now. You know, we want to stop sending postcards to Obama to tell him that we want ABC, or we want ABC not to get the FCC approval. We want them out. We want to put Like It Is back in. We don't want if they don't put Like It Is back in or give us Like It Is back, then we don't want them to have nothing.
I'll say. Yeah.
That's the latest thing the brother was doing. And of course, we pushed a petition to have Maddox reinstated. You know, that's a big thing for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much, brother, for that. And, you know, we just wanted to make sure we got in everything that we could, and make sure that we inform the people of things that's going on in the community. And as you know, Baltimore is being besieged right now with National Guard, police. And only certain parts of the community is being curfewed up. We putting the links out there. We spinning our arm out. So hopefully we can get a hand back. We see how long this thing is going on. We look to start maybe some can drives, maybe some water drives, and we want to see we might have to start shipping water and food in there to our family. We never know how bad it gets. We've seen what happened in Katrina. So, with that being said, definitely make sure that y'all look out for your family. Brother Maker, hold on. We had a sighting that we might have something special, something good coming in for y'all for this Slaughterhouse Saturday. Let me see if Brother Maker is still out there. Brother Maker, are you out there? All right. Well, we'll see. We'll check it out and see what we got going on for Slaughterhouse Saturday. But please tune in to Slaughterhouse Saturday. That'll be 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 on the west side, the best side as usual. And we want to let Brother Floyd give us some closing words. And, make sure he run the website to y'all again so y'all can get a hold of that book. And, in e-form or in hardback.
Okay, well, I ain't got nothing to say but Black Power family, and I appreciate everybody out there in the listening audience who listen, tuning in, showing some belief and interest in me. Support the book. The Holy Black Papyrus is our book. This is our book. And you find our book. It's on Amazon. Okay, Amazon.com. You get the e-book. And Lulu.com. The Holy Black Papyrus, you get a paperback copy. You get a physical copy of the book. So, I just give love and appreciation to the family for their time and their energy. Everything I do is strictly for the betterment, of the black family and just to try to make a contribution however I can. So just humbly ask for support of the work. Lulu.com and Amazon.com. The Holy Black Papyrus, our good brother, General Sarah Susetti, made a contribution to the book through the forward. So, it is what it is. It's our book, The Holy Black Papyrus. It's dedicated to the resurrection and the salvation of the black family.
Yes, sir. And, we definitely thank the brother for coming out. It's been a wonderful night, you know what I mean? The overview was beautiful. Like I said, I held off on a couple of the chapters so y'all have a reason to go pick that book up. It's going to be something that when you read it yourself, it'll bring you some strength. You'll be enthused, and something that you definitely will once finish reading it. It's easy to digest, and it's digestible in a manner where you can read it, get real jewels from it, and be able to convey them along to other people, and not have to say such and such said, but you'll be strong enough in the information that it'll be coming flowing right from you. And as he said, the way that the book is made, it does feel like it's your own book.
Exactly.
So with that being said, family, we'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We like to go out like we come in, and that's where the praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, praise Harriet Tubman, glory to Ida B. Wells, long live the spirit of Sister Fannie Lou Hamer, and Big 48.
Crack in the trunk.
Free the land. Free the land.